At the end of every show, I tell people that everything that we just did was improvised. And it's amazing. You would be shocked at the sheer number of people who do not know that.
Mark, welcome to Switched on Pop.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
Very happy to be chatting with you. I've been following your music for a long time. It brought me a lot of joy during some very dark windows of life. I want to get to know what is going on inside your improvisatory mind, but I want to get to know you a little bit.
Sure.
And I'd love to know just where your musical pursuits started.
My mom got me listening to like a lot of Motown, gospel, soul. My dad too. My dad liked Ray Charles, James Brown a lot.
The soul,
Four
and the
Tops.
funk music and R&B definitely comes through in the playing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's definitely the foundation. It's my preferred genre, I would say, is soul, probably in general. But yeah, after that, this friend of mine, Charlie Cockrell, he introduced me to like Medeski, Martin, and Wood. You know, that's
Love Medeski Martin.
they're
Wood.
amazing.
They had a great record in the 2000s called "End of the World Dance Party," just in case.
Yeah, man. Great album. Great
Yeah.
album. They have a very strong body of work and underappreciated, I think. Anyway, he introduced me to them. He introduced me to like Joe Pass, Stan Getz.
Wow, some real jazz heads.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So so there was a little bit of that, and then I had a girlfriend later on who exposed me to like more serious blues, you know, Lightnin' Hopkins, Skip James, and that stuff really resonated with me. Howlin' Wolf and Mississippi Fred McDowell and all those guys, and I listened to that like very heavily for a long time.
Interesting. Okay, so the foundation is a lot of people who are improvisers. Are you growing up playing piano as a kid?
Growing up playing piano as
Yeah,
a kid,
yeah.
they got me started on lessons around 4 or 5. It was just classical training for a decade or so, and then I stopped, and then I sort of taught myself improvisational blues and stuff.
So was it always improv?
It wasn't always improv. I learned blues as a way to divert from classical because I didn't enjoy rehearsing and practicing. That wasn't so. I guess you can sort of see the M&Ms leading to the improvised career along the way, but yeah.
Improvisation has its own kind of practice.
True. Yeah, you just play, right? I mean, I suppose there's also a theoretical foundation for improv, you know? I still would like to learn a lot more about improvisation. I think my jazz chops are pretty crappy and could use a lot of work. But, you know, I have a working knowledge of, like, chords and blues scales and a very scarce selection of jazz scales, you know? So can put those together into like a general improvisational pastiche, but
Enough to be dangerous.
yeah, enough to be dangerous, enough to sell a show, you know.
Would you mind showing me how it works?
Sure, yeah. You mean the whole thing?
Less the like equipment,
Yeah.
more just like I'd love to hear you flow for a second.
Oh
if you
yeah,
wouldn't mind.
sure, man. Yeah, yeah. I mean, this would be a great example of just practicing, I guess. Now we're in business.
70s roads.
It's like that's the thing with me. It's like the chords that are not that complicated. It's like F to E, but you know, or you can. But what I like is discovering a little pocket. You know, it's like that's nice, and then you can turn that into like a moving, flowing. You add a rhythmic element to it, and then you start to get a little song, and then you can like decorate it with like an interesting sort of pressing little bass line, and then so the basis of all my stuff is quite simple, but
Can we develop it? See where it goes?
yeah. So yeah, what was that? That's like an F11, just some sort of inverted E minor. Yeah. So if we did something like if we something like let's put like a. Yeah. And then. And then we could do like and then you can just sort of decorate on top. You could just, yeah, you know. So then you got a little song going.
I love this. It's really fun to watch you do it and try to explain what you're doing at the exact same time. And then we need a little. I'm hearing your brain split into being in an improvisatory space and also trying to like demonstrate at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Which makes me want to know, like, what does it require of you to be in that space? Like who do you need to be in that moment?
The thing is, this is the new version of this machine, but what we're talking about is the looper here that I'm using. It's feel like I've been friends with this piece of equipment for so long that it's just feels very comfortable. It's just fun. Mm-hmm. It's like feels like I'm going to play at the playground. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm like stepping in, and then I've got my little arsenal of little sounds, and I can just choose some stuff, and then just dream up a little version of some sort of beat that makes me happy.
It's incredibly somatic. You're never not moving.
Yeah, true.
Why is movement essential for you as you're building things out?
It's like a reflex. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit hard to break it down. It's sort of like physicalizing the rhythm, I suppose. It's like it just feels like I don't think I could do it without moving my head around. There's also something that definitely has to do with finding a proper pocket. With the looping, there's no like quantizing or no snapping of kicks and snares in place to like a set tempo. So whatever you lay down first is like the basis for the rest of the composition on the looper. So you have to really start with like a pretty solid starting tempo, starting rhythmic idea of some kind. If you have that, then you can continue to build off of it nicely. But yeah, the bobbing of the head and moving is like just basically a way to like play that pocket properly and just get something out that has like a human sort of feeling to it.
For a decade or so, you've worked with basically the same looping device, an extremely affordable MIDI controller, a laptop with Apple Logic. You have not brought $1 million studio in here. You're using sounds that my students use in my coursework. all available. You have created this one-man band through the aid of the looper.
Yeah.
The MIDI controller allows you to grab any possible sound. So you are the drummer, you are the bass player, you are the keyboard player, you're everything. You're the vocalist.
Yeah, exactly.
I could go to Guitar Center right now, pick up the same equipment, and there's no way I could do what you do. Take a little bit of practice.
I beg to differ. You could absolutely do it. Anyone can replicate the setup very easily. It's not. I mean, when I sort of finessed it into what it is, I've always been like a tech guy, always like a computer guy and stuff. So it was not difficult for me to sort of see how this would work. But when I finally landed on the final thing, where it's you just running out from the headphone jack on a MacBook into the looper. And it's a very simple signal conversion. It's just an 1/8 inch to dual 1/4 inch into the looper. And then when I was like, that's it. Now I got all the sounds in the looper, and that's it.
You're able to do this in a very transportable, easy to set up,
low overhead.
Low overhead kind of way.
Yeah.
But it doesn't inhibit the creative process.
True. I think it makes it easier for me. It's like the more stuff I add, which I am working on adding another keyboard to this setup that will allow me to do some kind of more interesting stuff. That's like a MIDI synced keyboard, so that I can do like crazy kind of arpeggios that are clocked to the tempo. And
cool, fun, sure.
So I would like to do that. But yeah,
keyboard.
outside of the more stuff I add, just the more kind of busy I am, but the less, it's not necessarily better.
What did it take to develop fluency with this? Like when did you start doing it, and when did you feel like you were able to like just show up and just do it?
I had this period of about a year before I moved back here, where I was back home in Dallas, which is where I'm from. And it's when I was starting to gig, I guess. I was playing like a lot of bars and restaurants and all sorts of weird kind of one-off things, but all very long gigs, 3+ hour gigs of just doing this. And I would say it's very much the same show it was then, but it started more kind of panicky. It's this desperation to get people's attention. I would just talk about all kinds of different stuff, but kind of try and be as, not inflammatory, but as ridiculous as possible.
I've seen some videos of you in some family restaurants back in this period.
That's the period, yeah.
Let me in, I'm trying to fuck.
Let me in, I'm trying to fuck.
Just getting super sexy, getting
sexy.
Inflammatory, yeah.
For people eating a sandwich, yeah.
So, and what era are we in right now?
This would be 2017.
2017. So you come into New York City at the end of the 20-teens?
Then 2018, I came back here and basically tried to do the same thing here and got a few bar gigs and whatnot. And then, something happened online. It was on Facebook first, weirdly. And within the period of 1 week, several of my videos that had been online for a good bit at that point went from, in the tens of thousands of views to the millions. And that is a jump I'd never seen before. Along with that just came a lot of like show requests. And luckily, I had been playing live for the last year and basically like figuring out what the show was. But as soon as we booked a tour, I was like ready to go.
So your Dallas restaurant and bar gigs was like your Beatles in the Cavern shedding it out, or going to Hamburg, I guess.
Right. Playing the Cavern Club, or going to Hamburg. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's to get great at looping is challenging.
It is. Yeah, it's true.
The looping has an issue. I mean, as you pointed out, like you screw something up, what do you do?
Yeah.
If your foundation is bad,
right,
you can't keep building.
Yeah, exactly. You have to start with a solid one.
You got to figure out where is there space to do so.
Yeah, exactly.
In the line you've written.
Yeah, it's true. What track do you overdub on so that you can leave room for like vocals later on?
But at this point, are you thinking about that, or is it?
It's sort of more. I would say it's more like subconscious. It's less. I'm less sort of like actively sort of. Vocals will go here. It's just sort of like I'm just sort of like, well, there's room here. I'll do that there.
So you said you figured out the live show. You'd been doing it for a while. So you do some touring pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
But then you go inside during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're live streaming all the time.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What happened in that period from like got to go on tour to all of a sudden having to like shut it down?
Yeah.
How'd that go for your career? Were you full time making music at that point?
I was full time making music at that point.
It was
I
already
was
working.
full time since Dallas.
Wow.
It was a challenge to myself that it was basically a this or that ultimatum for me. That was I had basically 2 months worth of rent that I had saved, or that it was severance from a job so that I could spend. So it was like, okay, in 2 months, if I can pay rent doing music, then I will continue to pursue it. And if I can't, then I will be an adult and like find a real job.
The perception externally was it seemed like you thrived during a time where a lot of other musicians really were trying to figure out what to do.
Oh man, COVID. Yes, that was
And I don't mean to say personally, but just career-wise,
yes.
you're this
Obviously very difficult for everybody, an
Yes.
awful period of time. Awful period of time.
But it seemed to have unlocked something for you. What unlocked?
I was alone, which is one of the places where I thrive, I would say, just creatively, is being alone. I was put into this kind of pressure cooker where I was about to leave on tour, basically the day that everyone was sort of ordered to stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to make a call that week of whether or not to go to Australia and play this tour.
You would have been stuck in Australia for a long time.
Exactly. I would be like Tom Hanks, But yeah, we decided against it. And so I decided instead of that, I would basically replicate the tour dates online. So I said, because I can't go and play, I'll play in the Australian time zones that are appropriate for Australians. At the times I would have been playing my shows, I'll do live streams.
That's madness.
Well, I don't know. It just kept going from there because I had already been live streaming at that point from various apartments. All along the way, you can sort of see that if I look back, that I was very lucky that when the time came to do like pivotal things for myself and my career, I had gotten a good bit of practice doing those things underneath me, so that I could take off kind of running.
Your show sort of uniquely works in a streaming environment.
Yes, very much so. I took to callers, the callers would give me something to make a song about. I would make a song about that. You establish a relationship with these people over the course of that horrifying pandemic where, you sort of rely on each other. And so there was this expectation that I was coming back every week. I'm doing this. I'm taking every opportunity I can to get online, play for people, express myself, keep people company, and they in turn did that for me. But it just ended up, like you said, being very, very good for my notoriety, for the business, for pretty much every part of my career. And then when we came out of it, then the tours were bigger and et cetera.
Eventually, you have a tour where you go outside, which felt like a response to a certain degree, and you've played Lollapalooza, Coachella, but your standard venues.
Yeah.
But chose for a tour to just kind of be like an Uber busker.
Yeah.
Setting up in spots around cities, setting up your live stream. Did people know you were showing up?
No. I would schedule the stream about an hour before I started. I basically pick a neighborhood and then drive around until a corner looked appealing.
Yeah.
But it's always a risk because amplification is not allowed. So
Right.
You're taking a risk.
They're really fun videos to sort of quickly scan through.
Yeah.
Because like at first people are like, what the heck? Who is this? What's going on? That's annoying. Get it. And then all of a sudden, people gather, there's 5 people, 10 people. And by the end of these videos, you've got 1,000 people around you.
Yeah, it's a little party.
You can have it all, except what you can't have. Nah, you can't have it. No, you can't have that. No, you can't afford it. No, you can't go there. No, you're not allowed. No, you don't belong. No.
Why this approach? I mean, obviously, I imagine a big part of your life is ticket sales, people to come see you. You could have gone anywhere, and you decided, I'm just going to choose a random street corner.
First, it was a challenge to see if I could manage to do a multi-cam live streaming just out on the street.
Yeah.
And so once all that was figured out, the real idea outside of just the challenge of doing that was playing for like strangers again. Because at that point, this was it was a couple of years ago. I'd already had several years of touring, playing rooms, hard ticket rooms where people are buying tickets to see me. They want to see me. They're excited. You know, I love that energy, but the energy that I love even more than that energy is the energy I was getting in the very early days of showing up to a lunch restaurant of people who have no interest in seeing me and forcing the show on them, basically, and sort of trying to convert people. And so that was like the thesis. It was like, can I go to neighborhoods where, really any neighborhoods unannounced, where passerbys will be much less likely to know me, and sort of that vibe again from scratch, rather than playing to people who are already sort of preloaded. Their excitement is preloaded. And it really worked. It really worked for a while. And then when I stopped is when it sort of got to this point where, people would kind of gather in the middle of the city and wait for me to go live. And so then within half an hour, it's basically just a concert. And that was not the idea, even though it was a lot of fun.
NYPD is not happy about this, I imagine.
NYPD not happy about exactly. That was less the idea, as fun as it was.
Okay, so now you need to start seeking out locations where no one has ever seen your YouTube.
That's where do I go? Yeah, how do I do it? It's harder and harder to access that like true sort of. So
my collaborator Nate went on a tour with his other musical collaborator Gideon. They're called the Gideon and Hubcap Show, and they toured the Outer Hebrides of Scotland by ferry. And we actually have a show where they documented this entire thing. And at times would go to towns or islands that had 30 people on them.
Wow!
And you know what happens is all 30 people show up to that show because they're like,
"Oh wow,
you came to us,
right?"
So
there's a show happening.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're about to go on tour to all the places you've never been.
Yes.
So
that's true. There's something there, but they're all buying tickets.
They're coming for you.
To see me. But yes. I mean, no, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I do love playing shows in rooms with my fans. It's great. It's great. But there is just something special about that weird friction that you get sort of imposing on people.
So maybe your fans should show up in a little nonchalant, like just like
I
don't know about this guy.
Turn away from me, be on a call.
They really got to earn your attention.
Fake it so that I can feel something again. Yeah.
I want to get back into the conversation about improvisation. There's a whole logistical part of the tour, but then you just have to do your thing. A lot of improvisers have some kind of like pre-show ritual to get themselves in that headspace. Does that exist for you?
Not to a huge extent. I do a shot of tequila with my crew. We do a PSS, pre-show shot, and we'll do an ASS, of course. And that's that. I'll stretch a little bit and jump up and down, sort of like I don't know. It's like the end of Raging Bull, where he's like. Where he's like looking at himself in the mirror and he's at the Copa backstage and he's overweight. He's at like the end of his career and he's doing like sad stand-up shows at the Copa, but he's backstage hyping himself up like still like punching and sort of I'm good. You got this. And so that's sort of that's kind of what I do in a very there's not really no rhyme or reason to it. I'll like do light vocal warm-ups.
Okay.
But
and what do you need in that first moment to get things going? Because we've got an entirely improvised show.
Yeah.
Is there preparation?
No. It's a Hail Mary every time. It's a Hail Mary every time. And it was interesting on this last tour. I was just in Europe for 4 months and doing a lot of festivals, which are generally much larger crowds and often a lot of people in those crowds that don't know you, that their friends bring them or whatever. When I go on stage, like you said, I have absolutely nothing. So it's like you have to start. You have to generate a thing. And sometimes it's city dependent. Sometimes you get lucky and the promoter will tell you that something is going on in the city or there's like some sort of chant that the people like to say. If you're in wherever it is, Hungary, Poland, and there's something that they say that is like a thing, like a Polish thing. Okay, you can start with that and then you can sort of build a song off of that. But often I'll run into the situation where I'm like literally 2 minutes to show. I am standing on side stage in my underwear, ready to run out. And I just have absolutely nothing. Like nothing. I have no idea.
So where do you start then?
You just go. You just get out there. You just go. I jump around for a minute. Then anything. It's like I'll go out there and go, and then whatever, you sample that, and then there's a rhythm, and then, whatever, and then you start building something, and then maybe before I fully drop the beat, I'll run out into the crowd and get someone to say something into the microphone. So it's like panic mode sometimes where it's like, man, I do not know where this is going. But it always works out. You just have to kind of be open enough to something starting, And
then it builds. I mean, as we saw earlier, we're going to get rhythm, layers of rhythm.
Yeah.
In your demo earlier, we began with Latin percussion.
Yeah.
You added shakers.
Yeah.
We added a kick. We get bass, and it can grow and grow and grow.
Yeah.
There's limited loops. We have 5 loops.
Yeah. 5 channels, but you can overdub on all of them.
Right.
So, but yeah.
Is there like a minimum viable product for a song that it's like, this is it?
Yeah, and that it's sort of by sense, I suppose. It's like an instinctual sort of, okay, this feels done enough, but that is something I would say that I'm open to kind of improving or perhaps doing differently as I continue doing this, which is building more layered, more interesting compositions. Because, when you're on a stage, and especially if it's the larger stages, there's 10, 20,000 people there screaming, they want to dance. It's like the expectation is creating things very quickly. Mm-hmm. And there is a limit to the complexity when you have to create something in like under 2 minutes.
You're not making Skrillex dubstep because there's too many sounds.
Exactly.
A lot of dance music actually sometimes very simple rhythms, but actually incredible sophistication of layers.
A lot of stuff going on. Yes, it's true.
What do you do when you get stuck?
There's several different things. It's situational. It's like if I feel like I'm going down like a bad path with a song, that it's like leading to something that I'm not particularly happy with, or maybe I got started with a sound that I'm not totally thrilled with, and I've already started building on it, and I just know it's not getting there, I will just stop it. I'll say, fuck this, fuck this fucking song, and then just erase it. I had a hard time with this at first, but now I've come to understand that it illustrates to people that you are making it up. If it is imperfect, and if you are open to like showing people, no, I don't like this, let's start over. And I also have taken to, at the end of every show, I tell people that everything that we just did was improvised. And it's amazing. You would be shocked at the sheer number of people who do not know that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting because, part of the joy of watching you and watching any improviser is like, I'm rooting for you.
Right. Yeah. Like, I hope he gets somewhere.
It has a bit of the nerves of improv comedy. Watching any kind of improv, I start to feel anxious.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
I'm just like, oh, I hope this works.
I know, man. I know. It's true. Yeah.
But riding those waves of anxiety, and like, then you get this fulfillment of a punchline, or in your case, maybe it's a drop, or just a great line.
Yeah. It
adds a great amount of joy to it.
It definitely does, and it can be quite rare that it works like really well. Like maybe once a show, I hit like a really solid moment.
So in 15 years, when the musicologists are putting together the music theory of Marc Rebillet, what are the things that you lean on to become your sound that happen in a set? Could you categorize yourself?
Yeah, well, I suppose there are definitely hallmarks.
Can you give me some sounds?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, it's like
let's start big.
Yeah, let's say we're in I don't know, what country are we in?
Well, a friend of mine just went to the Garbage Festival in Poland.
Garbage Festival.
Well,
Poland. Okay, yeah, that's great. So it's
like a major techno festival.
The Garbage Festival in Poland.
Poland is garbage. Poland is garbage. Garbage, 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 generally when you drop that kick on a stage,
oh yeah,
oh! You know what I mean?
It's a very intimate party of one right now.
Yeah, exactly. And so then I'll let that sit for a second, and then sometimes it's like you can do like bring everything else out. Garbage, 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 garbage. You're garbage. You are garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. You're garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. You're garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. You're garbage. Garbage, 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 garbage. And so am I. You're garbage! And so am I. So yeah, something like that.
That was a great deal of fun. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, man, absolutely. That's for the Garbage Festival in Poland.
It's got to start. We got to start big.
Yeah.
And man, did we get big?
Yeah, it's easy to get. You could, yeah. I mean, it's some sort of dancey thing like that. Sometimes the tempo will be different, but it's sort of there is a little bit of a, I would say, a general sort of template that I figured out for that part of the show, which is, I mean, it's the same way I build things generally, but the order of it is very effective at the beginning, where you build a rhythmic thing, and then for a big crowd, like hitting them very suddenly with the kicks is like a.
And it's good because in dance music, we can lean back a little bit in the lyrical sophistication. Like a dance song, all it needs to say is just like, awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some buzzword.
Right? You're like,
yeah,
that's it.
Money.
Right, that's
just
it.
Anything.
And that does it. Like
right.
that's the dance trope. Okay, let's go to other parts of Marc's language.
Yeah.
What's like another big sound that is important to you that's not the big drop that we need to start with?
Yeah. Well, definitely like funk, I would say. Funk is the other language that I like to speak, I guess. Whatever. That's a very pretentious way. I just like the genre that I like to play a lot.
It's how I first got to know you, was the How to Funk in 2 Minutes video.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, it's it's the genre that's like, soul and funk is closest to my heart. So if I could play that all the time, I would play that most of the time. But
will you show me a little bit of funk? I mean,
sure. Yeah.
You don't have a guitar. How are you going to do this?
Yeah. Well, the thing that kind of is the guitar of the keys is like a clav.
Yeah,
so.
Of course.
Yeah, something like that. So it'd be I could do like like. Yeah. Whatever, something like that.
We're bringing in some Marcus Miller on the bass. We've got Stevie Wonder on the keys. We've got
man.
The drums are a little more like New York hip hop a little bit.
Yes, yeah, that's also
there.
I would play a lot more hip hop. Yeah, hip hop was also like a defining. Definitely, it's a top 3. Yeah, soul. I would say soul, funk, hip hop. I don't know. Top 5 is they switch places, but yeah, I would play a lot more hip hop if I felt comfortable contributing more like vocally to it. I mean, it's just I just don't feel like I don't feel I'm well versed enough lyrically or like I have enough to say in terms of verses to really like spit like that.
One of the highlight streams was yours with Harry Mack.
Oh man.
Going. Get to moving, you improving every single time you grooving, locking into all the rhythm. We gon' take you on a mission, break you up like an incision, breaking out the mental prison, represent for my division. Keep on moving, improving like every second. The negative others that was coming in, we bout to reckon. We doing this for the record, expecting it to get higher. We lifting you up, we lighting you up and bringing the fire.
Off the top of his dome, he can just go. He did a 24-hour live stream.
Oh yeah, the dude is.
And just
he's the best freestyler on the planet. It's not even close.
On the other hand, off the top of your dome, we got a lot of something happens in the id.
Fuck you, boss! I'm late. What you gonna be doing about it? I said I'm late. You gonna fire me? There's no one else here, bitch.
Yeah. It's a little more abstract and ridiculous, but yeah,
ridiculous.
Something there.
Yeah, a lot of shock value from time to time.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you kiss your family with that mouth?
Yeah, to their chagrin.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. I mean, my mom, who's like, a very sweet, kind, gentle woman. She loves my success and loves the sweet, empowering, I guess the more empowering, motivating songs that I make. But she just chooses not to, I tell her that you don't have to listen to this. This is not for you,
I feel like another language, I mean, I guess it's probably in like the language of soul, but I feel like there's oftentimes room in a set where things get a little more romantic.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah.
Can we get the soundscape of what a slightly more...
Yeah, that would be, then we go into sort of like slower, sweeter... Yeah, so maybe we could do like, say.
Slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that absolutely.
No.
Yeah. So it was way more that. And then you could do like.
Gotta have the ride. We're riding.
Yeah, there we go. I used to have this bass sound that would have been good for this. Let's see. Helps to be a little simpler with your phrasing on something like this. You don't have to go too crazy. Yeah, there we go.
Because you got to leave room for you.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then you can even hit it with a little, yeah. So
Little sparkle on top.
yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about you. Sitting home all alone. Things I want to do to you. You won't understand. Oh, baby. I want to touch it, I want to feel it, I want to squeeze it, I want to need it, I want to see it. I've been thinking about you all damn day. Come home and let's dance and let's sway, baby. We'll eat the soup and we'll put it away. We'll get in the bedroom and we'll take all night. I don't give a goddamn what time it is. Yo, I need you every single minute and now I need you right now. And do a little piano solo or something in there.
Mark, I'm blushing.
That was for you.
Thank you. Wow.
So, just a little something like that. It could be slower. It could be. Sometimes I'll just do like just piano, or like I'll like do like a, I'll just do like a like if you there's a cool thing that you can do with that where if you just where were we? We're right there. And it's like. And then you can. And then you just lay some, and it's sort of, it's like a tentative sort of, and then you can sing over that, and then you can sort of start to build it into something more if it feels good. But yeah, you find. There's some cool shit you can do with that.
I didn't know that there's actually a little bit of 20th century minimalism in you as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I love a little bit of minimalism.
With some jazzy chords in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost evoking like the Keith Jarrett Colne concert.
Oh,
opening.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're both improvisers of very different.
Yes, wildly different. Yeah.
Okay, so we've learned a little bit about like the musicology of your music. That there's a broad grammar of things that you draw from. Say you're gonna have to teach a class on improvisation.
That would be a lot of fun.
What would be in your syllabus?
If I'm thinking about it right now, the way I would do it would be hopefully it would be a small class, and I could look over, monitor and instruct, and then watch how the kids do it themselves in order to see what their strengths and weaknesses are in terms of training. You know what I mean? Like the music that you make will be expressive of your strengths probably. You know, like the areas where you feel most confident is probably where you're going to lean into when you're improvising. If you can see where there are gaps or holes in like knowledge or training or whatever, then it would then you could maybe teach kids more effectively on like, okay, let's focus on this for you. Like, oh, you need like rhythmic training. Let's focus on like some percussion training for you. And then, oh, you don't really have a good grasp of like melodic structure or like chord structure. So maybe let's do some chord work or let's do, whatever. And then train each student individually on that. But I think the important thing most above all would be like getting them in front of the stuff, like playing. Because that's, there's only so much sort of talking and theorizing you can do. Ultimately, it's like you just have to see them try and play with it to get a sense of where they're at, right?
So what I'm taking from it is if you had to write a syllabus on improvisation, you would just make it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hey guys, I've got nothing, so let's improvise. Yeah.
I think that's a great place to end.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Thank you, Marc.
And that's why I'm not a teacher. Thank you so much for having me.
I've learned so much in this process. You've taught me a ton.
Oh, thanks, man. That's really nice.
Really delightful.